Hey, welcome back. I'm happy to say that I'm going to restart the Ask Swenk show. I know I got away from it a little bit, and I really wanted to put a lot of time into interviewing amazing guests and really put the focus on that, just to give you an outside perspective. But I've been, over the past couple of months of not doing the Ask Swenk show, I've been getting amazing questions from you that I really want to start going back over, as well as interview the amazing guests on the podcast as well. But today I have an amazing question from Jonathan, and he said, I'm a brand owner that is looking to moonlight as a marketing consultant service provider with a few clients. I already have 2 in my network that are ready to invest, into the new marketing efforts. I have experience launching products and stuff like that. I'm wondering about your reasons for selling your agency. What was it about the business that made you leave? I'm curious because my company is growing well, but the cash requirements are so intensive for scaling the physical product business that occasionally I dream of a different path where I spend all the day and talking to deals about sales and marketing funnels, branding, stuff I love. The high margins, healthy cash aspects of the agency also appeal to me. Could you bring me back down to earth, tell me why you sold, and go over some of the bad things about selling? I never really got out. And let me explain. So when I started the agency in 1999, I had visions of selling the agency because there were so many companies selling back then for millions, and they weren't profitable. They weren't around much. So I was like, great, I'm going to create people want a website. All these websites are starting to come out there. So literally I went through the yellow pages just trying to get as many clients as possible because I had intentions to sell like in a year or 2 years, like really quick, like really ridiculous, right? But people were buying stuff back then for that. And so that was my goal. But then as I was quickly doing it, I quickly realized that I really love doing it. I love talking about strategy and that kind of stuff. But then you fast forward 12 years later. So we went through ups and downs, and we went through periods where we thought, we were like, well, crap, we're going to go under. And we're like, man, if we could sell it. And then you quickly, like as you start to try to figure out how do you package to sell it, you go, well, we need to increase our margins, our prices, and that kind of stuff. And as you do that, you get more profitable, and you're like, well, why would I sell it? We're good now. And you go through a couple phases doing that. And then I did have partner problems, which everybody does, and I'm sure he had partner problems with me. My partner was a great guy, really cool, but the agency did actually outgrow him toward the end. And so that was a main reason, for one of the reasons why I wanted to sell. But then the other thing too was the cash was really good, right? I was like, and I also felt that we did everything that we wanted to. We worked with the top brands all over the world. We created applications and did marketing for LegalZoom.com. We worked with Hitachi Power Tools. We did all the creative and websites for Lotus Cars. So we did all the stuff I wanted to do, right? And so I felt like I wanted to go on to the next chapter, even though I did not know what the next chapter was. And it took me a couple years to figure out. And thank God all of you started reaching out to me with questions and basically create this amazing business I have now where I can help agency owners like you all around the world and answer questions. So I'm truly blessed and thank you very much. And so that was one of the reasons. Now, some of the negatives when you sell your agency is you're used to being the captain of the ship. You can take the ship anywhere in the world that you want. But now you're like the anchored boy. I mean, literally, you're throwing out the anchor wherever they tell you. You have to do exactly what they say. And it's tough. It is really tough, especially if you go with the entity that acquires you. The other thing is we had an earnout tied to it that, is almost designed for you to fail. Almost always designed for you to fail, which we didn't get it either. But we were just lucky that we were happy with the cash and all this other stuff that came with it. So, the disadvantages of selling is you're no longer the captain. You've been a captain for so long. The other thing is, make sure you just don't do an earnout. But, I'll tell you, if you build an agency that you really love what you're doing, you love the clients, you love the employees, the team that you built, and you're making a really good, business and you're putting money away, why would you sell, right? I told you the reasons why is, I had a partner that was 50-50, right? We both had to decide on. So that was a main point. And I just felt like that was next. next to do. It's kind of like, everybody now is from kind of the intro to, the podcast that I did an Ironman. It's like, do I ever want to do another Ironman? No, I kind of did that. It took me 16 hours and 20 minutes, right? So I wanted to go on to the next thing. So that's why I did it. So great question, Jonathan. Hopefully I gave you kind of all the big picture of what that's like. And if you guys have more questions, just go to my contact page, fill it out, just put on the top, Ask Swenk, and maybe we'll feature you on the show. So until next time.